What is up, Mav fans and hoop heads? Wish everyone good vibes out there. I'm AG, your host. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown. Appreciate you all for listening. And tonight, unfortunately, you join me, or whenever you listen to this, the next day, morning, whatever. But the Mavs lose tonight. 113 to 111 to the New Orleans Pelicans without Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. So let that sink in for a little bit, and we can digest this little by little because, man, this was such a bummer. Notes for this game are pretty simple, man. They came out flat. So flat that at the end of the first quarter, when they do the interviews for the TNT, the lady asked Jason Kidd, "How do you get back in this game?" or something like, "How do you get back?" or "How do you get our defense back in this game?" Jason Kidd first sentence said, "By participating." So even he knew that we just came out that we were not prepared, or we were prepared, but then once they found out Zion and Brandon Ingram weren't gonna play, which they found out, we found this out like earlier in the day. It was like they just came out like, "Oh, we're gonna get this easy dub," which is very scary for this Mavericks squad or any team in general. That's a trap game, and that's what happened. Mavericks fell into a trap. And their defense tonight was just horrible. Like they were not communicating. They were missing, letting people slip through and giving up wide open layups like left and right. I have notes put down, but it was the same theme throughout the whole game. At first they were bullying us in the paint. Even Valanciunas was doing work and stuff, and it was just like, man. And then of course they only hit. I was looking at their threes. They hit 44% of their threes, but they hit the same amount of threes as us. They took less. They hit 12 threes just like we did, except they made it in 27. We made it 12 in 39 attempts. So 12 less threes than they made it. So made their threes count. They were all daggers, it felt like, and man, a lot of them were open too, so it was just miscommunication on that. Because every other stat, like Mavs win except for field goal percentage, because you were just giving up points in the paint left and right. They shot 58% from the field. That's ridiculous. You cannot you're not gonna win many games if you're giving up 58% in the paint, and that goes to we thought we get Christian Wood, JaVale McGee in there to do some things, and now I'm just looking at their stats right now, and yeah, McGee only had 1 block, 8 points in 12 minutes, 2 rebounds. Christian Wood did do good. Let me see how many blocks he had first. He didn't have any blocks tonight. Maxi Kleber did have a couple blocks though off the bench, but Seawood didn't have any blocks. But it was just like, it wasn't even just them blocking the ball. It was just rotation wise. Spencer Dinwiddie let one guy just drive right in the paint in the first quarter. After he drove right by him and just easily just snuck right in, just laid it up wide open, and we're just letting guys slip through the back door. They were just give credit to New Orleans because they came out fired up. They were mans down. There were two of their stars down, so they came out and played team ball, and that was it. They just passed the ball, made the easy effort, made the easy play and the right play, and man, just really took advantage. If you look at their stat sheet, just easy double digits across the board. And no one really sticks out. Even CJ McCollum felt like kind of lit us up a little bit more. He had the double-double with 11 assists. He was making a lot of plays out there for sure. But their scoring-wise, it was just all over the place. Everybody was getting buckets. It was just, they were really, it was a good team effort on their part offensively. And defensively for the Mavs, it was just communication was very much lacking. Do want to give a shout out to Luka Doncic trying to keep us in as the best he could. I feel like he just ran out of gas because nobody else was help picking it up too much. Luka had 37 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He only had 4 points in the fourth quarter though. That's why I feel like it's not really much on him, except for there were parts where they just weren't giving him the ball, it seemed like, at the end. They were just not passing it was like Spencer Dinwiddie a whole lot when him dribbling around. And I don't even want to talk about. I almost forgot about Facu minutes. That was very the Facu experience right there, man. He came in and he did a couple things well. Did a few more things not so well. I don't really know what to make of him except for like I just feel like he's too small for us unless he could just really consistently hit jumpers. But that like step back at the end and in the fourth quarter, it was like what? Like we didn't need that. Like he was trying to give it to Spencer who was being covered, but that's why we need like another guy out there to really make. I don't think Faku's he's not that confident in his jumper because for obvious reasons he doesn't shoot a very good percentage. So he's really good just making. He's really good at making plays though, but he can't make a jump shot like that. He's not like a shot creator in that sense, and so that's why he had the ball and he had to do what he had to do. And I really wish Seawood would have came in and tried to get, or he would have gave the ball to Seawood. That's our big thing right now. When Luka's off the court or whatever, it's thank goodness we have Seawood. Or even when he's in the game with Luka and Spencer's out, like he is just extra ball handler. He can bring it up the floor himself and do all that, and that really helps take a load off. And not to beat the nail in more, but that a third ball handler out here would really really help because Seawood we don't need to count him as the third ball handler. He's just extra ball handler help. Like he's not necessarily a guy you want to give to him and run plays sets through and pick and roll through or anything, but in occasion things break down, yeah, he can take it off the dribble, he can cross you up and stuff. And we see him do that tonight, and we just need him as the extra ball handler, not as the other ball handler. Because, yeah, I don't know. Just, I guess we were down. And obviously Frank Ntilikina didn't get any play tonight, so I'm guessing he was hurt, unless I missed that. We just didn't get no PT, but I don't think anything with that. Spencer Dinwiddie was trying, but he's got to just be more aggressive. He had 24 tonight. I feel like there were opportunities for him to get even more, or at least make more plays, have more than he had 24 points and 5 assists. But I feel like there was that's a good numbers at the end of the day. But to me, I feel like he could have more. There were so many more opportunities for him if he would have been more aggressive in the first half at least. Whenever the minutes whenever Luka's out, he's just got to be like overly aggressive because it's obvious we're going to be very reliant on these two, Luka and Spencer, to really handle the ball for us and make a lot of the plays because it's like Facu Campazzo's just really not on that type of level. Well, obviously, but he's not on that type of level. I'm saying to be another ball handler that could really ease the tension off of those two other guys. I feel like he's in our system, the way we're running things, it's not gonna work to me so far. I mean, I'm gonna hold up hope. He did hit a corner three, so who knows? But oh man, I'm just thinking about that step back. That was, whoo wee man. Yeah, at one point, Seawood. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. In the fourth quarter, Seawood hit a big three, and then they start coming back, and it's 97. Seawood hits a big three to make it 97-91 with Luka out. And then all of a sudden they start coming back, making 97-96, and we have the ball, and the shot clock's running out. Faku's trying to give it to Spencer Dinwiddie, and Spencer's like, trying to get it, but his man was all over him, covering him, and Faku didn't couldn't give it to him, so he had to make a play. There was only like 4 seconds left on the shot clock then, so he had to make some type of play. And I thought Seawood was maybe going to come to the ball, which I felt like he did. I would have felt more comfortable with him just taking some type of fadeaway or three or jump shot over his guy or whatever than what Campazzo did, because he kind of dribbled, hesitated, didn't really know what to do with it, and then kind of just took a step back three, and it just did not look good. It was not pretty at all. And it was an air ball miss, and that was really bad. And luckily Spencer hit a step back after. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through the rest of that, but yeah, that miss just sticks out for him, and just shows that's a glaring miss. So that's foreshadowing for later. So into the pod stuff, because I got some idea for y'all. But anyway, back to this game. Reggie Bullock, Dodo didn't really do much. Only two threes from Dodo, not aggressive at all. Again, lackadaisical. It seemed like from the most of this team, they just were not into this game. Like it was, they just came out too flat, and it was like they were trying to pick up the pieces afterwards, and they made a run. They were in it and everything, but it was just like that. New Orleans had so much going for them throughout the whole game. They had so much momentum. It was really hard for the Mavs to really get back in this, and it looked like it out there. It just looked bad. Reggie Bullock, 1 of 8 from the field, 1 of 6 from three, only 3 points. Uh, Max Kleba off the bench. Oh yeah, let me mention my boy Seawood, the Beast, off the bench. Helping us. 23 points, 6 rebounds, doing good stuff. Very efficient. 8 of 10, 3 of 3 from three. Which defensively he's got to he's still working on it. Again. He's not to pick players out and stuff because it really was on everyone. But yeah, Seawood he can still work on his defensive helping be there. It'd be nice to see some blocks on under his column or at least one or so every game too, along with all this amazing offensive stats, offensive stat line that he puts up. But he had a good game. Maxi Kleber comes off, has 7 points, 5 rebounds. And then Josh Green has some minutes, only 2 points, didn't really do anything worth mentioning, and that's pretty much it. That's all who got run tonight. And Mavs lose to this Pelicans team without a Zion, without Herb Jones, and Brandon Ingram. So I almost forgot Herb Jones, but yeah, and so they come out and they lose to a very undermanned Pelican squad. And man, I don't have any other notes from this game. That's really too. I had 2 notes written down about Falcons about being too small, and then just the minutes without Luka. Spencer just has to be so aggressive. I mean, the other easy points are that how they don't play any defense, and that's a little bit different. That was the main thing of the whole game tonight. They weren't playing any type of defense, and it was not pretty at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it of that. And now I got into the game here. I got some special news for y'all. I was working up I was working today, and something just I was listening to a pod, and some other news about another team came across, and then a trade idea just kind of just formulated, and I sent it around. I got some positive feedback, and now I'm going to share with you. This is my what I call it, my overreaction early season trade idea, man. And I feel like this is something that we could do now, if this other team is for it. Because this all depends on if the other team is okay. But I'm going to give you the reasons why the other team should or could be okay. But this is something where we could do the deal now, and the players that we get now, we could still deal by February, by trade deadline again. That's the good thing I feel like about making a trade early in the season, because then it's like, all right, well, you make a trade for something for sure you need. Well, you can still make other trades later on down the line. But I get that trying to let this team gel. Maybe they're looking at some other teams. I've mentioned on this pod many times about the Jazz players, so we're just gonna not leave. We're gonna leave them out, and I want a completely different direction. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this trade here. Okay, check this out. Dallas Mavericks trade with the Charlotte Hornets, and we get Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward. And the Dallas Mavericks would send away Tim Hardaway, Davis Bertans, Dwight Powell, and obviously it would include at least 1 or 2, second round picks. Now, obviously for the Mavs, this would be amazing if trade would go through, because this would give us a better, basically a replacement for Tim Hardaway with a more consistent, bigger wing scorer for the bench, who can also play make. He's another shot creator, so even put the ball in his hands, you can run pick and roll action through Gordon Hayward even. So that's why I feel like that's an upgrade. The only thing is, health. So another thing with that is, of course, I'm not a doctor, I don't know, but if the Mavs team, look at his stuff, or can somehow look into his injuries and stuff, and think it's a good thing, or if they say it's a no go, then of course, yeah, I don't want to get I'm not sure about his health, like Gordon Hayward, but if they look at his health and they're just like, you know what, I feel like no, he'll be good. Like we can get him right, like we can get him good under a good regimen. He'll be good here, type thing. Of course, with the training staff, because I feel like I'm very confident with the Mavericks training staff. I don't know if y'all know, but we have one hell of a training staff. So if there's I mean, look, we kept a 7-footer healthy for the majority of his 20-year career. Like who can say that? So yeah, so I know Gordon Hayward. That would be nice addition to the Mavs. And along with that, as I said, to add in Terry Rozier, again another shot creator that would help replace the whole Jalen Brunson thing. And he plays great defense, obviously. Scary Terry, clutch shot. So, and just a dog. So he can go out there and just really make plays for us. And I think just his demeanor would really help this team and this squad. So, obviously two players that would come up, that would immediately impact and help this team. And they come in with salary of 2 years. Gordon Hayward still got 2 years left, 30 million each year. So I mean, you have to bite the bullet on that. But hey, it's only 2 years left, and you're giving away. Tim Hardaway and Bertans still have 3 years left. So that's one extra year. So that way, you're clearing up cap space either way, and going off for a 2 year bid with Gordon Hayward, which I still like it. And then Terry Rozier 4 years, 21 million. I didn't look at the exact year for year, but it says 21 million for 4 years. So I mean, you're kind of taking that money in, but hey, that's another good trade asset to have still, along with when we get our first round picks later on this summer. So I'm just all angles. This is just a great deal for the Mavs. Would immediately boost our team, our bench especially, and just the depth of our team. Because just on nights like when if we miss like a Luka and Spencer, just like they're missing a Zion and Brandon, like we need to make sure we have other guys that can really step in and make plays. And I feel like this trade really helps all areas that we have, so or that all areas that we need help in. So that makes sense for the Mavs. Now, why would the Charlotte Hornets do this? Well, for one, they're not gonna win nothing. It's like they don't need a 30-something, Gordon Hayward. Like, why are they, and Scary Terry, he's getting a little bit older. I mean, look up exactly how old Scary Terry is. I need to look that up. But, I mean, he's not that much. Hold on, I'm trying to type this. Scary Terry. How old is Scary Terry? It's not obviously not what I'm typing in. But, so anyway, why would they trade away? They don't need a old Gordon Hayward and a 28-year-old Terry Rozier. It just doesn't fit the timeline with Ball and their young budding star. So why would they really need these players in their cap, because they're making 30 and 20. Like they don't need that on their squad, especially if they're trying to build around a young, what is he, 20 now, 21 maybe, Ball for the Hornets. So they go ahead and they turn in kind of what the Mavs did with the Porzingis trade, where they broke down these big contracts into smaller ones where they can piece them away in a different trade here and there. And these are also role guys that can help out Leandro Ball and a team fit. They're good team players, so it's someone that and they know how to a good team run. So I feel like that would even help Ball and his production and in his situation there. But basically you're breaking down, you get rid of 30 million a year and 20 million a year, and you're getting Tim Hardaway's his is descending, so his, I think it's 19 this year, but then it goes down to like 17, 16 or something like that. Just it goes downwards. and Bertans, and he's still got 3 years left of 16, but it's only 16 compared to 30 and 20. Then you get a only 1 year expiring contract in Dwight Powell. So you're basically getting, you're getting two shooters to go for, for your star guy, and you're getting a reliable pick and roll partner for him. And I feel like, that sounds funny. Why wouldn't the Mavs trade him away? I feel like, just for the timelines, it makes sense to help, his situation, them grow. They're not going to win nothing this year. So go on, help them out, take some of these guys, make some moves along the way. And then, let their young guys grow. And then, the Mavs go ahead and upgrade in their situation. So, y'all give me thoughts. Let me know. Hit me up on YouTube, or I'm going to post it on Twitter so y'all can look at that and go comment or whatever on that, and let me know your thoughts on this. It was just a trade. Obviously this all hinges on, as I said, if the Hornets will even accept it. Because I don't blame them. If they can somehow get a first for Scary Terry, I don't blame them. But I don't know. I just don't see anyone giving up first. Maybe they will. Maybe they would. But, I just feel like maybe this trade package is something the Mavs should look into. But again, yeah, it all depends if the Hornets say yes, and as long as they don't get any first anywhere else, then hey, why not? But yeah, that is my overreaction early season trade idea that I'm putting out in the ether, and y'all can check that one out. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much it. Mavs lose tonight, guys. It sucked, but hey, we live on to fight another day. It's an early season. I got to remind y'all, I will do it after every loss. We were 16 and 18 at the end of the year, or at the end of December, at the end of, the calendar year last year. And we made our run. So don't worry, guys. We will figure things out, hopefully faster than we want, but hopefully this is the type of game I feel like that will honestly jolt us into being like, no, we got to start bringing it every night. We're gonna end up like the fucking Hawks. Like, y'all better, like, no, we ain't gonna do that shit. Like, stop. Like, we got to stop fucking around with these teams, even if they're missing players. Like, we got to bring it. And hopefully the offense starts to bring it too, because hopefully they're like, man, we really need to start cooking things up, getting some extra help. Like, we got to fill that ball handling need. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but that's just another thing that sticks out so much every time we're playing these games. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. The Mavs play, they got to get it together, because that's what I was saying. I feel like this game will jolt them, and that they got to get it together, because on Thursday coming up, and I know a lot of people like to make fun of it, but we played the Nets at another 6:30 start time. So I know everybody will like that. But 6:30 on NBA TV. Y'all check that one out at Nets. I know that'll be, everyone likes to laugh at them, but hey, man, they still got a Kyrie and Kevin Durant and go off for 40 easy, and that'll be a tough situation to handle. So, man's got to bring it, and it'll be a good test for him too, going against two other, stars in the game. So, if you want to count Ben Simmons or whatever as like an all-star and stuff, but yeah, going against that team, just another, really talented team. So, yeah, it'll be a good test. And then after that, actually, looking at, the schedule, we go on a nice little three-game stretch where it's Thunder, Magic, and then the Jazz. Well, even though the Jazz are doing good, but still, it's the Thunder and the Magic next. So hopefully those will get some get-right games, and we can start with the Nets, getting a good win, then get some good get-right games, and then going into, finish October strong, going into November, guys. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Check out the pod wherever. Yo, if you want to follow on Twitter, it's at Mavs_rundown. You can go check out that post I was talking about. I'm going to post the trade idea. I'll give y'all's thoughts on that. Tell me if it's whack, if it's bullshit, or whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to comment on there. It's whatever. I'm just trying to. I'm a Mavs fan trying to help everybody out. And this Mavs rundown is free on YouTube, and it's also, it's on Spotify and everything. Yo, I'm AG. Thanks for listening. Remember, cool heads prevail, and I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs rundown.